Hello!
Hey guys, welcome to this video. It's Sanj,
And Charles?
and we thought we'd take a minute to make a video on something that's very passionate to us, which is marriage.
That's right.
And we've been married for 17 years now, and in the past 17 years, we've learned a lot of things along the way.
We sure have.
And we thought we'd take a moment to share 10 things
Yes.
that build a strong marriage.
Yeah, so we have a list of these 10 different things that will help you build a strong marriage, and we definitely try and practice these and get better at these for sure. So let's
Absolutely.
go ahead and dive into it.
And also, a point to make, there are probably more than 10 things that make a great marriage, but we believe these 10 things that we're going to talk about is a great place to start
Yeah.
to improve your marriage, to add more substance, more sizzle, more passion into your marriage. And it's so important, the longer you're married, the more you have to try harder to create that spark, that substance,
Yes.
that fun in marriage, right? So let's start with these 10 things. Number one
is trust. You have to be able to trust your partner, right? You don't want to spend your marriage wondering what they're doing, looking through their phone, wondering if this is someone you can actually trust. It's probably something you should be establishing before you get married, but it's important to continue working on trust.
Yeah, trust is something, it has to be high on your value system when it comes to marriage, right? If you
Yeah.
can't trust each other, then there's really nothing significant that you can build in a marriage. So we feel like trust is a strong glue
Yeah.
that keeps everything together. And trust is something you have to work on consistently for years and years and years. It takes years to build trust, right? So it's something that you have to hold very valuable and continue to work and continue to give that to each other, the trust.
Definitely. Okay, the next thing, number 2, is teamwork. Teamwork. Some people say a marriage is 50-50, but we really believe a marriage is
100.
100 and 100. And you have to show up and you have to work together. Now, being married doesn't mean that you both do the same things, but you need to be complementing each other and making sure that the business of your marriage is run and all the things that need to be done are being done and you're working as a team.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work.
Definitely.
And especially when it comes to marriage. Remember, guys, you guys are on the same team as husband and wife.
Yes.
You're on the same team.
Yes.
You're not enemies. You're not competing with each other. You're not keeping tabs. You're contributing to the same team.
Yeah.
So when you show up, give you 100%, you're giving that 100% to the team for the betterment and for a better life, better relationship. So a teamwork is so important. So be a great team. Contribute the best way you can to the betterment of the whole team.
That's right. Absolutely. All right. Number 3 is gratitude. And I think it's easy to be grateful when you first meet someone and you're just like in love and lust and it's all new and it's fun and it's exciting. But when you've been with someone for 1, 2, 5, 10, 15 years, when you see that person, and you become parents together and maybe there's body changes or there's just different seasons people are going through, are you still grateful for your spouse?
Yeah. Daily gratitude, thinking about and giving daily gratitude for your spouse, things that you're grateful for, simple things, right? Like it could be as simple as, hey, we woke up healthy together today. We have the whole day ahead of us and being grateful for that. Hey, I'm grateful for your health. Hey, I'm grateful that we get to build something great together, right? Being grateful for the little things in your life goes a long way. So gratitude for your partner and how they're showing up and, how they're helping and, being a partner, anything simple. That's where you start when it comes to gratitude.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's those simple things that make a difference. Like one thing I love is when I just did laundry and you'll come in and say, thank you so much that I have all these fresh gym clothes or like all these fresh towels. And even though it's like a simple mundane thing, like it has to be done anyways and it, whatever, it means a lot when you recognize that.
And also when you make me food, when you make me meals and feed me.
You love your food.
I am super grateful. I'm like, oh my God, this plate of food. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely super grateful for her presence and for her ability to, make me food.
Exactly, for sure. All right, on to the next one. sharing emotions, actually sharing how you are feeling, being open and honest with someone. And let's be honest, every day, do we wake up feeling amazing? Do we wake up feeling optimistic? We have a variety of different emotions and things that we feel. And I think sharing those emotions with your spouse is really, really important, so they know how to support you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's being genuine, it's being transparent, and it's just being there for each other when you're sharing emotions. Not, in a marriage, not the husband and the wife aren't going to feel great all the time, right? Sometimes the husband is going to be sad, sometimes the wife's going to be sad. It's being able to participate in that emotion, and it's being able to share those emotions together is what strengthens the marriage.
For sure. All right, guys, now we are at number 5,
Number
which
5.
is shared interest. You don't have to like everything the same. Of course, you're unique individual people, and but there needs to be something that you guys do together, that you love together, that you can talk about, that you can share.
Yeah.
It's just going to really help you long term.
Yeah, and absolutely. And it also creates a way for you to spend some quality time together. What are some of the shared interests we like doing? We obviously like making this video together. It's a shared interest. We
definitely
like speaking to subjects and topics that are dear and near to us, and creating value, creating videos so that people can learn from our experience.
We've actually been in business together for
Yeah.
about 15 years, so
Yeah.
that has been a similar thing.
We've been on a volleyball team together
We were
for
on a
4
volleyball
years.
team together, that's right.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We both really, really love like the beach,
yeah.
and water and travel. We have a lot in common for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of figure out what those shared interests are that you both love doing, and engage in them, execute.
And this might be a clue if you are watching this and you realize, me and my partner don't really have a shared interest. What's something you could start?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you guys can start biking together, or kayaking together, or you could learn an instrument together, or you can maybe read the same book, right? Personal development. Sometimes you'll read a book and say,
Yeah.
hey, you should read this too, and we
Right.
can talk about it. So definitely important that you have something that is a shared interest between the two of you.
And we have shared interest in personal development, growing and learning about different things and
Yeah.
ideas,
Yeah.
things like that. So
Yes.
whenever I come across something profound, I send it to her and she listens. And the same thing, you sent me something the other week. I was like, wow, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
So
And I would say have something more than just like a Netflix series.
yeah.
That doesn't quite count as a shared interest.
All right, number 6,
Spontaneity.
spontaneity.
So being spontaneous.
Yeah. So many couples, after they get married, they just go through the same routine, the same
Yeah.
motions. There's no spontaneity. What?
Spontaneity.
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 All right, guys. In my defense, English is my second language.
It's okay. It's cute.
So I always try. So you have to have more of that in your relationship, right?
Like it's stale.
Yeah. Not letting it get stale, putting that spark in, coming up with ideas, coming up with imagination, coming up with things to do that are off the cuff, right? Off of your routine, right? Maybe going off for a last minute lunch to a restaurant with your wife, or maybe just deciding to go watch a ball game, or go out fishing. I don't know, whatever gets you excited in that moment, right? Being able to come together and do that together is what creates that emotion in your relationship.
And sometimes even like this morning, we were sitting down to have breakfast. We brought to sit down at the breakfast bar, and we said, hey, let's go outside by the pool and have breakfast. Like it could just be switching up an environment sometimes.
Yeah.
If you don't have money to go to a ball game or something like that. So being spontaneous.
Number 7 is
Sex.
Yes, we said it, sex. And by sex, we mean intimacy, right?
Sex.
And sex. It's such an important aspect of a good relationship.
Absolutely.
Let's get it out in the open, because I know some people don't like talking about it, but God made a man and a woman to engage in sex.
You're like a puzzle piece.
And if you're married, you have the greatest partner, the greatest resource to engage in sex, right? So again, being spontaneous, planning sometimes we get so busy. If you have separate careers, or if you're busy working, sometimes you can put that off till later and it never happens, and days and months go by where you're not being intimate, you're not making love, you're not building that part of your relationship. So it's so important to schedule sometimes. It's also important to be spontaneous with sex, and it's also important to understand that it's something that you have to continuously engage in and make happen to keep the spark in your relationship. So many people, after they get married, after some years, they just stop having sex or they stop being intimate, right?
Especially after you have kids and you're maybe a little more tired.
Yeah.
It is important to continue to make it a priority. It's easy to have sex on your honeymoon, and in the beginning when it's exciting and it's new and it's fresh, but continuing to have that physical connection, it's like a soul connection.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, if we're being honest, sometimes if we've been like not on the same page for a while, if we look at it, we're like, you know what, we have not been having a lot of sex. We haven't been connecting that way. We haven't been making the time for it. Maybe I keep falling asleep with the kids or something is going on, right? And then it's just taking that time to reconnect as a couple, and so many things just fall into place.
And the key thing with that is to continue to pursue your husband or your wife long after you've been married. Continue that pursuit just like you did before when you were dating or before you got married, right? That element of pursuit has to be in the marriage as you move forward.
Yes.
All right, number 8.
Laughter.
Laughter. It's so important to laugh together.
Yeah, you got to keep it light. Let's be real. Being grown-ups, being married, building a family together, the responsibilities, bills, it can all get really, really heavy. And you have to keep some comedic relief inside of your relationship.
Yeah, and things can become serious in life, right?
Yeah.
You get so serious, you get worried. You're always thinking about what to do next, how to feed the kids, or what to feed the kids, or what to do next, and how to pay the bills, like Jill said. That can put a frown on your face and take the smile away. So don't let the busyness and the world take your smile and laughter away from your marriage. Find reasons to laugh,
Be playful.
Be playful. Whatever you have to do to get yourself to a place where you're laughing a lot, you're being lighthearted and you're engaging in laughter, because it really changes the chemical makeup in your physiology too. When you're laughing, it takes away the stress and it makes things light. So it's so important to laugh together.
Changes the whole vibe. All right, we're getting close, guys. Number 9
Number
is
9.
physical affection.
Physical affection. So holding hands in public, right? One of the things we like to do.
Kissing before you say goodbye at the door.
One of the things we naturally do when we're driving together is we hold hands, right? She sits next to me, of course, when we're driving, and most of the time. And we just like to hold hands. It just brings us closer together. It's a form of affection. That's just one of many examples. Just even if you're home, you're walking by each other, just giving the other person a tap on the booty,
or booty slaps,
or
just pause and give your spouse a massage. Just rub their shoulders for a minute, or giving them a hug. Like, just exchanging physical touch and physical energy. And you know what? If you think about those old, cute married couples, what is it that we adore about them? It's like the ones that are holding hands on the bench next to each other. And you realize that they prioritize that long beyond just year one, and they continue to make physical touch part of their lives.
Don't get the busyness of life and the stress of life keep you away from being physically affectionate towards each other. The more physical affectionate you are, the more you feel the love, the more you feel the connection, and the more you feel safe, and that's important through, all that we face in life.
Yeah.
And number 10, last but not least, number 10, planned time alone. Okay, planned time alone. So
this is easy before you have kids.
Yeah, this is easy, of course, before you have kids. But after you have kids, we have 3 children. So, they're under 11, so they need a lot of attention. They have a lot of needs that has to be met on a daily, hourly, minute-by-minute basis.
Yeah.
And we can really drown in those activities and the busy lifestyle and not plan any time for us, right? And
the day just goes, and then the next day just goes, and the next day just goes,
Yeah.
and you haven't really had that time to just connect and remember, like, hey, remember how it all started? Remember why we're working hard? It's us. It's about us. And
Yeah.
you only get that clarity really when you have time alone.
Yeah, so plan that date night together, plan that, cycling trip together, plan that hike together, plan something, right? Even if you can't do it daily, at least every couple of days, at least once a week, plan something that you can do together, so that you're making yourself a priority, right? Without the husband and the wife having a strong foundation based on these 10 things, it's hard for a family to prosper. It's hard think about your house, right? You want the foundation to be built strong on strong bricks, strong foundation, so the house doesn't crumble over time, right? But most people don't have a strong foundation for their marriage. And the strong foundation comes from these some of these 10 things that we talked about. So you got to stay continuously focused on creating those time together, so that creating those experiences together, creating those moments and memories together, so your marriage is standing on strong foundation. So any troubles, any challenges, any obstacles that come your way, individually or as a family, you stand on that strong foundation. That's why it's always important to go back to these 10 things, and continually practice and continuously work on, continuously execute these things. And you have to have initiative. It's not going to happen on their own. Great marriage is an uphill climb, right? It's not cruise control. It's an uphill climb, but it's worth it. It's worth it because with an uphill climb, when you get to the top, the view is always nice, right? So work on these strong foundations. We wish for you nothing but a strong, a happier, a resilient marriage. And we love sharing these 10 things with you guys. If you like this video, if you find value in it, please subscribe to our channel, give it a thumbs up. And if you think this video can help a couple or someone who's married, please share this video with them. It's the greatest thing you can do for someone is to pass along some wisdom and some ideas and some inspiration. And I hope we deliver that for you. And with that, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye. Well, I saw that gator the
Alright.
other day.
Ready?
Yes.